plane soaring through the sky, or aboard a ship cutting through the waves. Everything seems normal, until suddenly you vanish. No wreckage, no distress call, no answers. History is full of disappearances that grab headlines, like Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 or the Titanic. But what about the ones no one talks about? The forgotten mysteries that slip through the cracks of time. Today, we're diving into 5 such cases, 3 planes and 2 ships that disappeared without a trace, leaving behind questions that still haunt us. This is a journey into the unknown. Stick around, because by the end, you'll be asking, what really happened? Let's set the stage. Over 100 aircraft and countless ships have gone missing since records began. Some, like the Bermuda Triangle vanishings, get movies and documentaries, but others, they're buried in dusty archives or brief news clippings, ignored by YouTube creators. Until now, we've got Piper PA-28161 Warrior 2 from Canada, Embraer EMB 720C Minuano over the Amazon, Piper PA-32R over the Atlantic, and 2 Great Lakes ships, SSDM Clemson and SS Era H. Owen. These aren't your typical headline grabbers, but their stories are just as chilling. Why did they vanish? Were they swallowed by nature, human error, or something more sinister? Let's find out. Starting with a small plane that disappeared into the Canadian wilderness. First up, June 8th, 2017. A small plane, registration CGDTK, a Piper PA-28161 Warrior 2, takes off from Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, headed for Kamloops, British Columbia. On board, a pilot and a passenger, 2 people expecting a routine 500-kilometer flight over the Rockies. The Warrior 2 is a reliable single-engine plane used by flight schools worldwide, with a cruising speed of about 230 kilometers per hour. It's not a jet, it's a workhorse for short hops. Weather reports that day showed scattered clouds, light winds, nothing alarming. So what went wrong? The plane never reached Kamloops. Air traffic control lost contact somewhere over British Columbia's rugged interior. No mayday, no emergency beacon, just silence. Search teams sprang into action. Royal Canadian Air Force helicopters, ground crews, even volunteers scoured the mountains. The area's dense forests, steep cliffs, and unpredictable weather made it a needle in a haystack mission. Days turned to weeks, then months. Nothing. No wreckage, no bodies, no clues. The official report from Transport Canada: missing, presumed crashed, case closed. But let's dig deeper. The pilot was experienced, trained by Excel Flight Training Inc., with hundreds of hours logged. Mechanical failure? Possible. But the Warrior 2 had a solid safety record, and maintenance logs showed no red flags. Weather? A sudden storm could have hit, but radar data doesn't support it. Theories started swirling. Did they veer off course into a remote valley? Did the plane's emergency locator transmitter fail? Some even whispered about a mid-air collision with a drone or bird, though no evidence backs that up. Here's the eerie part. British Columbia's interior has swallowed planes before. In 1997, a Cessna 182 vanished in the same region, found years later, tangled in trees. Could CGDTK be out there, hidden under a canopy, waiting to be stumbled upon? The search covered 10,000 square kilometers, larger than some countries, but nature's vastness won. Today, it's a ghost plane, a mystery unsolved. Think about it, 2 people, gone, and we don't even know where to look. That's where our story begins, because next, we're heading to the Amazon. Let's shift gears. December 2nd, 2018, deep in Brazil's Amazon rainforest, an Embraer EMB 720C Minuano, registration PTRDZ, takes off from a small airstrip in Manaus, carrying 8 souls, 2 crew and 6 passengers. This is a regional workhorse, a twin-engine plane built for rough terrain with a range of 1,500 kilometers. It's headed for a remote mining outpost, a 300-kilometer hop over one of the wildest places on Earth. The Amazon isn't just trees. It's a labyrinth of rivers, storms, and secrets. The flight starts normally. Then, 20 minutes in, the pilot radios a problem. We've lost a cylinder. That's aviation speak for engine trouble. One of the 6 cylinders in an engine failed. Not catastrophic, yet. The tower clears them to return, but that's the last anyone hears. No further transmissions, no emergency signal. The plane vanishes into the green abyss. Brazil's Air Force launches a search. Planes, choppers, even boats on the rivers below. The Amazon's canopy is so thick, you could hide a city under it. Satellites struggle to penetrate. Days pass, then weeks. Nothing. The official report from Senapa, Brazil's aviation authority, lists it as missing, cause unknown. 8 lives, gone. What happened? Engine failure's the obvious suspect. Losing a cylinder reduces power, manageable with one engine, but if the second failed, it's game over. The Minuano's maintenance history isn't public, but small operators in remote areas sometimes cut corners. Weather? The Amazon's notorious for sudden squalls, torrential rain, lightning, downdrafts. A storm could have swatted it down, or did they get lost? Navigation's tricky over endless trees, no landmarks, just green. Here's the kicker. The Amazon has a graveyard of planes. In 1981, a Bandeirante crashed near Manaus, found decades later by loggers. PTRDZ could be out there, swallowed by vines, its passengers' stories untold. Some locals whisper about drug runners or illegal miners. Did it stray into dangerous territory? No proof, but the thought lingers. 8 people vanished, and the jungle isn't talking. Next, we're crossing the Atlantic. February 1st, 2019, Palm Beach, Florida. A Piper PA-32R, registration N41453. A 6-seat single-engine plane departs for a short flight across the Atlantic to the Bahamas, just 80 kilometers away. 1 pilot, no passengers, just a quick hop over open water. The PA-32R, known as the Saratoga, is sturdy, with a range of 1,600 kilometers. Weather's clear, seas calm, it's a milk run, until it isn't. The plane never arrives. Air traffic loses radar contact 30 kilometers offshore. No distress call, no debris, just gone. The US Coast Guard launches a massive search. Planes, boats, 5,000 square miles of ocean. Days later, they find something grim, the pilot's body, floating near a life vest. But the plane vanished. No wreckage, no black box, nothing. This one's baffling. The pilot was alone. Did he ditch the plane and swim, only to drown? The body suggests a crash, but where's the debris? The Atlantic's currents are strong. Wreckage could have drifted, but searchers found zilch, mechanical failure, possible. An engine stall or fuel leak could have forced a water landing. The plane's emergency beacon didn't activate, faulty or never triggered. Weather's ruled out, no storms that day. Here's the twist. The pilot's body had no major injuries, no crash trauma, just hypothermia. Did he abandon the plane mid-flight? Some speculate a hijacking or suicide, but there's no evidence. The NTSB report, missing, cause undetermined. The ocean's a black hole, swallowing planes like Flight 19 in 1945, though that's another story. And 41,453 is out there, a silent relic under the waves. Now let's pivot to ships, starting with a Great Lakes legend. December 1st, 1908, Lake Superior, the largest of North America's Great Lakes. The SSDM Clemson, a 300-foot steel freighter, sets out from Marquette, Michigan, with 24 crew, loaded with iron ore. It's a workhorse of the early 20th century, built to haul cargo through the lake's brutal winters. The forecast? Cold, windy, typical Superior weather. But this ship never makes it to port. No distress call, no sightings, just gone. Lake Superior's nicknamed the Graveyard of the Great Lakes. Over 350 wrecks lie beneath its icy waters. Searches in 1908 found nothing. No debris, no bodies. The Clemson vanished into a 36,000 square mile abyss. deeper than 1,300 feet in spots. What happened? Storms are the prime suspect. Superior's gales can whip up 30-foot waves, enough to snap a ship. The Clemson's last sighting was near Grand Marais, then nothing. Did it sink fast, or weighing it down? Or did ice clog its hatches, dooming it? No radio back then, just signal flags, useless in a blizzard. Theories range from boiler explosions to rogue waves. Superior's known for those. Here's the eerie bit. Divers still hunt Superior's wrecks, finding ships like the Edmund Fitzgerald, lost in 1975. But the Clemson? Not a trace. It's a ghost ship, lost to time. One more Great Lakes mystery awaits us. Let's dive in. November 28th, 1905. Back to Lake Superior. The SS Ira H. Owen, a 260-foot freighter, departs Duluth, Minnesota, with 19 crew and a load of grain. It's late fall, Superior's storm season. A monster hits, the Mataafa storm, named for another ship wrecked that day. Winds top 70 miles per hour. Waves crash over decks. The Owens last seen battling the tempest near the Apostle Islands. Then, it's gone. No survivors, no wreckage, just silence. Searchers found debris from other ships, but the Owen vanished. Superior's cold depths preserve wrecks. Wooden ships from the 1800s still sit upright, but not this one. The storm sank 18 vessels that week. Why's the Owen special? Because it left no clue. Theories? The storm's ferocity likely overwhelmed it. Grain could have shifted, capsizing her fast. No radio, no lifeboats found. Just 19 lives erased. Divers speculate it's in deep water, beyond reach. The Mataafa storm's a legend, 29 deaths total, but the Owen's the quiet tragedy. 2 ships, 1 lake, no answers. 5 stories, 5 mysteries, planes and ships swallowed by nature's indifference. Piper C. GDTK in Canada's wilds, Embraer PT-RDZ in the Amazon, Piper N. 41,453 in the Atlantic, and the Clemson and Owen in Superior's depths. What ties them together? Silence. No distress calls, no wreckage, just questions. Are they out there, waiting to be found, or are they lost forever? These aren't the glamorous vanishings, no Hollywood budgets here, but they matter. They're human stories, pilots, passengers, sailors who never came home. Why don't we talk about them? Maybe they're too small, too obscure. That's why I made this video, to give them a voice. What do you think happened? Mechanical failures? Storms? Something stranger? Drop your theories below. I read every comment. And if you like this dive into the unknown, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. There's more mysteries where these came from. Until next time, keep wondering, what's out there, still waiting to be found?